this is some good lighting. Okay. Oh, I've been working on my skin, y'all. Okay, my skin had been jacked up for a while, but it's finally getting back to where it was. Anyway, let's get into Married at First Sight. Oh, welcome to La Vida Rosa. I'm your host, Kinky. I almost forgot. And today we're going to be talking about Married at First Sight. So if you'd like to see more, then just stay tuned. But before we begin, check out my website, LaVidaRosaStyle.com, where you can find cute accessories. Oh, I didn't even put none on, like the ones I'm wearing in this clip. Like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, you guys. So I've been complaining about how the episodes have been a little boring to me these past few episodes, but surprisingly, I thought this one would be the most boring one, because it usually is the episode before decision day. We pretty much already have our opinions set in stone, and you know, this is the episode where we're just like, will they, won't they? They go talk to their friends, you know what I'm saying? They have their last dinner. It's really very uneventful, but I actually was very interested in this episode because it gave me, like, I don't know, it kind of threw me off to a person that I never thought I would be thrown off to. But we'll get to that. Let's go ahead and start with Henry and Christina, because child, let's get them out the way. They've been getting on my nerves. I feel like their whole relationship has literally been drugged by its roots, and it's annoying at this point. Okay, so they're cordial with each other for the most part, but they're living in separate rooms. Like, that whole thing they did for the couples retreat was a complete act put on by Christina mostly. I mean, Henry definitely participated, but you know, it was an act. They don't even sleep in the same bed. And Henry said they haven't even talked about that whole debacle with her accusing him of being gay. And so, you know, they're just functioning in this house separately. Christina met up with her old friend, and when I mean old, I mean like elderly. And I'm like, did you get paid to be here? Because he really didn't have much to contribute. He was doing a lot of like, are you an actor? Like, and you just never made it? Like, I didn't get real friend vibe from that. I probably would have believed it more if she said that was her grandfather. She was just talking to him about, you know, what she needs from a relationship, what he's not giving her. She tried. She still wants to make it work. She's surprised that he stuck around. Me too. I would have been left you. But it's like, girl, I was not listening to half of what you had to say. The whole situation just seemed fraudulent. I don't want to hear nothing else Christina has to say, really. She already admitted to being a flamboyant liar, so what else is there to say? Henry met up with Kristen, his bestie, and, you know, obviously Kristen is gloating because from the beginning she didn't like Christina, and so she's right. And I'm just like, I hate the fact that she's right, but she was. And at this point, Henry said that Christina threatened to hold that gay situation over his head if he didn't have her back. Basically, she's blackmailing him with this whole situation. Henry said in his confessional that it's despicable. And I'm just like, yeah, it's despicable. Why haven't you gone off on her yet? And I feel like he was saving all of this up until D-Day, but he should have been dead. Like, you're doing all this stuff in the confessional. Y'all going on this date. Like, everything's peachy keen. Like, you are even halfway okay with her when you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're kind of fake too, Henry. Going through the motions with this woman is because you want that extra check that y'all get for making it to decision day. I don't know. But I'm just like, okay, you're kind of low-key being fake too. So they went on this date. Christina pretending like, you know, oh, it's just rocky and she's proud of us. She never finishes anything that makes her feel uncomfortable. She told him that she asked for food. And, you know, but she never apologized. Like, she admitted to acting a fool, but she never apologized for her actions. So she admitted to wrongdoing without, you know, issuing an apology. And I'm like, well, how you not gonna apologize for it? He complimented her writing style, you know, when they wrote those letters to one another, and she completely broke it down into tears. And I'm like, this girl is a full-on con artist. How do you break down into these tears knowing you have no feelings for this man? And he was trying to hold back from laughing. And he was like, they live in two totally different realities. I basically wrote down, Henry needs to say all this stuff in person. Like, you're saying all this stuff behind her back. Why don't you actually say it to her face? You know, say it to her face. I mean, you doing all this talking in the confessionals, you need to say it to her face. But I guess he's saving that for decision day. For each couple on this video, I want y'all to let me know in the comments, what do you think their decision will be on decision day? Personally, I think that Christina will say yes, especially if she goes first. I think Christina will say yes, and I think Henry will say no, and she'll act so shocked and appalled. Oh my goodness, why? And Henry will be like, because you're a full-on fraud. You tried to accuse me of being a fraud. You're the one who's a fraud. They wore me out. So let's move on to Amani and Woody. She meets up with her friend Nicole, and she says she feels good about decision day and she really loves him, and you know, they really just hang out like they're best friends. So that's always good to have in a relationship. She said it's easier than what she thought, even though he gets on her nerves. Like, they really just gel really well. But the one thing that bothers her about him is that he lacks an attention span in certain conversations. And I'm thinking, like, Woody might have ADD, because he does seem to be very, like, spontaneous, and, you know, he just says whatever's on his mind. He jumps from thought to thought to thought. And so when she's having a conversation with him, it's kind of like he doesn't really listen. Like, he might hear what she says, but he's not listening. And so she said he just goes off of what he thinks she said instead of asking clarifying questions. I could see how that could be a little annoying, you know what I'm saying? And then he met with his grandma, who seems to know him best, you know what I'm saying? She was so defensive of her baby at that wedding. But I thought it was so cute that, you know, the grandma actually likes Amani, and she's actually noticed the change in Woody from his bachelor life. You know, Woody was talking about how, you know, he thought he enjoyed that life, but it was actually lonely, and he loves waking up and having someone to do things with and someone to talk to. He asked her, like, what are some things that I can do to make this marriage last, because his grandmother has been married forever. And she told him to pay attention to his woman, and because that's where a lot of men make a mistake. They don't pay attention. It's crazy, because that's exactly what Amani was talking about. That's exactly where she wanted Woody to improve. So, you know, it's maybe Amani told something to the grandma, I don't know, but she also told him to be consistent and respectful, and he says she gives him that already. He can't ask for more from Amani. I'm just like, y'all are so adorable. Oh my goodness, the way they talk about each other, they speak so highly of one another. It's just, it warms my heart. And so they get together for their final dinner, and he said he signed up to find his match, and he ended up finding his soulmate. And he got choked up professing his love for Amani, and you know, he said she helped him grow as a person, and he didn't really truly believe in love until he met Amani. Oh my goodness, y'all, I almost feel like I'm about to shed a tear. And then they got to the point where they were talking about decision day, and he was just like, basically he would just completely go off if she said no. He would probably like flip the table and everything, and he wouldn't even want to hear her explanation. Like, he just, you know, it would really break his heart, basically. Now, what do I feel about Amani and Woody on decision day? I think they both are gonna say yes. Like, I feel like we all think that, and I'm, you know, love their love story. I can't wait to see more. I hope they get their own spinoff, or they get on, you know, whatever spinoff they do of Married at First Sight. The next one, they better be on it. I need to see more of Woody and Amani, because this love story warms my heart. I love it. So let's move on. Let's get Brett and Olivia out the way, because what are they doing here still? Why is Brett and Olivia still here? I mean, I guess they're gonna still do the decision day, but why? We already know what's gonna happen. Brett met with his friend Todd, and Todd, he told his friend that they are done and there's no chance of reuniting. quarantine magnified the issues that they had, and he just is thankful that it wasn't prolonged even further. And the friend said it's not easy to sway Brett. He's not really good at compromising, and it takes a really strong argument to get him to see that he's wrong. Apparently Brett hasn't changed his ways. He's still very sarcastic. It's a shame that he really didn't take accountability for anything he did wrong in the marriage. But he did say he realized his non-negotiables were kids. Before, he thought he could lean either way, but he realized that he definitely wants kids. So that's good to know. And maybe that's what he told the, experts, like, well, I could or could not have kids. And now he realized, no, I definitely want them. His friend wants him to know that he needs to leave his comfort zone and realize that it's not all about you. And he said that he's been inconsiderate to his friends in the past. And so he's speaking from personal experience. I thought he was talking about in the relationship, but his friend was speaking from personal experience with Brett, that he's been very selfish with his decision making sometimes, not considering his friends. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of says a lot about Brett. I feel like in his relationship with Olivia, I do feel like he tried, So in that context, I did defend Brett, and I still stand behind what I said, because I feel like in a lot of ways, Olivia was not taking responsibility for her role and just blaming everything on Brett. But at the same time, if your friend is saying that about you, Brett, I really feel like you have a lot of things you need to work on in your personal life before you can get married to somebody. And also I would like to say to the friend, like, you're saying all this stuff in the confessional, but have you actually said that to Brett's face? Have you told him this? Because, maybe he needs it pointed out to him, and maybe it'll take you saying it on TV for him to realize, look, you are not perfect, and everything is not, does not need to go Brett's way for it to be the right way. So then we meet up with Olivia and her friend, and she seems like she's really upset and disappointed that it didn't work out. And her friend asked her, like, is there anything you could have done to possibly make the relationship work out? She realized that he asked for intimacy and she never gave it to him, and I'm glad she realized that. I'm glad she took some accountability finally. And you gotta understand, like, if you're with someone for a month, 2 months, 3, like, you're gonna want the intimacy to at least progress some. And if you're not letting that progress at all, I think not just men but women too, like, we want to be, we want to be held, we want to be kids, we want affection. And if you're not getting that from your partner, what's the point? So she said if she would have compromised, then he possibly would have been more willing to, work on the relationship. And, that's true. I feel like both of them should have been compromising, and it felt a little one-sided. Her friend asked, like, if on decision day he said he was willing to change and, said the things you want to hear, would you give him a chance? And she said basically yes. And she really just wants love. And I low-key felt bad for Olivia. Like, she really, really, really wants love, and, it didn't work out, so she's kind of hurt by this. And I do feel bad for Olivia, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. I doubt that he'll do that, and so maybe she'll take what she learned from this experience and bring it to whoever comes in her life. My predictions with Brett and Olivia: Brett definitely is gonna say no. Olivia is gonna say no because of Brett, but she would definitely say yes if he were to say yes. Amelia and Bennett. We open up to Bennett framed their marriage license in a very interesting way. It looks like they're like scuba diving tube. He framed it and made it look like a heart. It was kind of cute. They're very creative people. I'll give them that. I will give them that. He was so nervous and giggly talking to his friends about decision day. Like, I feel like he was nervous and giggly because he already knew how one of his friends was gonna act. Which one was it? Thaddeus was playing no games with Bennett. Most of their friends are very tolerant, go with the flow people. Whatever you feel, just go with it. Just like Bennett and Amelia. But this friend, he was not. he was not playing no games with Bennett, okay? Y'all, a car almost hit me just now. How come every time I go all the way back in the parking lot, people find a way to zoom past me? Why is that? Anyway, so he was telling them how they're easily getting along, and he loves to, you know, they love to be around each other. And his friend questioned 4 months being long enough to know whether you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. And, you know, he's like, it's long enough to play house. You know, and, you know, have you met the real person, or have you met the representative? Like, he was getting deep. He was like, and Bennett said his friend has always been against this idea, and he feels like marriage is nothing to play with. And I can agree with the friend, and you know, I can agree with the friend, but I feel like if you take this seriously and the other person takes it seriously, then it's not playing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the couples that did take it seriously are still married, and you can see them on the other show, The Quarantine. I feel like those people, for the most part, are serious, and that's why they made it. A lot of people on here want to come on TV. Some people, you know, want to play games. So that's the roll of the dice that you make with doing a TV show. You know, some people are that hungry for fame that they will marry a stranger. So that's just the risk that you take. And you know, it's a very real possibility. And so I don't blame his friend for being real with him about that. And shoot, it ended up being low-key relevant, but we'll get to that. Now, he was also telling him they haven't been through any difficulty yet, and that's when you see people's true colors. The friend questioned, what is he gonna do while she's at work? You have no job. And I'm just like, Bennett already didn't have no job to begin with. So pretty much just find little odds and ends like he was doing before. And he said she just gonna come home and take you for a walk like a dog. I was like, dang. His friends were about as real as it gets. She's gonna let him spend 4 to 5 months to a year in New Orleans. So I guess, you know, to tie up loose ends, or, you know, transition. I don't know. But his friend was really challenging him, and I think, you know, really, I think all of the people in this experience need someone who's gonna challenge them. And you know what I'm saying? Because this is such a quick turnaround for, you know, getting married and then having to decide whether you want to stay with someone. You need someone who's going to challenge you and like make you think about things. And so, you know, Amelia met with her friends. They did a tarot card reading. I wasn't really interested. But she did say she had an odd dream about Bennett turning into a cucumber, and she ended up eating him, and she heard him say, "It's me." And I looked up a couple of websites, and one of them said a cucumber in a dream means perfect health and prosperity in your affairs, and another one said eating a cucumber means success in love. So that's something to think about. They had their final dinner, and Amelia and Bennett can't be serious about nothing. He had her wearing this full-on macaroni crown. It reminded me of something that a little kid would make. Y'all, I'm sorry. So it came out at dinner that Amelia didn't really think she was ready for marriage. She literally just wanted to be on TV. She didn't think she would get chosen. And because she got chosen, she was like, oh, let me go ahead and do this. And you know, I'm pretty go with the flow. I'm pretty sure I could get along with anyone they set me up with. And literally, marriage was not the driving force for her wanting to do this. Now, I try not to judge Bennett and Amelia, except for when it comes to hygiene. I do judge. But, you know, elsewhere, I try to, you know, they're different. I let them be different, right? They're just on their own wavelength. I try not to judge them for that. But this, Amelia, this is big trash. That's trash to get on a TV show and marry someone just because you want to be on TV. Because there's some people like Bennett, like other people on this show, that really did want to find love and were taking this seriously and are, you know, not just trying to be seen. I mean, obviously, if you get on reality TV, you do want to be seen to a certain degree. But I do feel like there are some people that actually wanted a serious, stable relationship. I feel like Olivia was one of those people. I feel like Amani and Woody and Miles. I you know what I'm saying, really came on this show to really want to find that person they're going to spend the rest of their life with. And for you to sit up here and admit carelessly, frivolously, like it was nothing, that you literally did this show just to be on TV, and she said she's going to miss the cameras that made her feel like a movie star. That completely changed my opinion of Amelia, and I really felt a way about that, because how dare you? How dare you? This is not a joke. This ain't nothing to play with. These are people's real lives. This is Bennett's real life. He's gonna follow you to Virginia. And so it took me back to when we first met Amelia and they were on their honeymoon, and she was talking about how when she gets in relationships, they always, you know, she's so independent that they always take a turn where they hit a crossroads and, you know, they go their separate ways. And it just makes me feel like she just does things spontaneously, doesn't really take them serious, but gets completely infatuated with the person. And then when she's done with them, she just throws them away. That's what that's kind of how I felt before, but now that she said that, I'm just like, I hope she's not just taking this as a joke, because Bennett is really uprooting his life, even though he's not really too much rooted. I mean, he's leaving his friends and family to follow you, and you don't, you got on this show just for fun? I don't know, y'all, that really rubbed me the wrong way. I did not like that. And Bennett really felt away. You could tell, like, his complete face dropped. How did Amelia not notice that? Like, Amelia has no perception about how other people feel, obviously, because Bennett's face completely dropped, and he completely was like, what? And I feel like he was trying to, like, stay in the moment and trying to stay, you know, there with her. But I think a lot of the things that his friend was saying was running back in his mind, like, do you really know her, or do you know her representative? And this would really make me think, well, do I know her? Child. He's disappointed that she might not have been in this for the right reasons. And I don't know. I don't think Amelia should be so confident that Bennett is gonna say yes. Like, the whole time I was like, of course, it's a shoo-in. They're both gonna say yes. Duh. He's gonna follow her wherever she goes. She's gonna be a doctor. He's gonna be taken care of. That, you know what I'm saying? I just thought he was gonna say yes. But, you know, Bennett does seem like he does have his principles, have his morals, and, you know, maybe this might be a game changer. Low-key, I do think he's still going to say yes, but I think this is going to make it a harder decision for him than it was going to be before. Obviously, she's going to say yes too, but I just hope she's not playing with him. I really do, because Bennett doesn't deserve that. He's been a really great husband to her so far. And, you know, she's been a pretty good wife to him in some ways. She won't clean up behind herself. But, you know, she seems like she's gonna, you know, she really cares about him. I'm not saying that she doesn't care about him now, but I don't know. Y'all, that rubbed me the wrong way. It really did. It really did. It really did. Let me hurry up and talk about Karen and Miles before the sun go down. It low-key has already went down. So we start off with Karen asking Miles to rub her feet once again. It's like we came full circle from the wedding night. Girl, do you rub his feet? Do you rub his shoulders? Do you give him a back massage other than that one time? Have you done it since? Have you done anything to cater to Miles? I would like to know. I genuinely would. He met up with his friend, and Miles told his friend that the first couple of weeks of quarantine, they barely talked, and it, you know, because of the work, because of her work, and because of the show, it was a strain. I can only imagine. So his breaking point was he cooked dinner for her, and there was laundry on the chair, And instead of sitting next to him on the couch, she opted to sit on the arm of the chair with all the laundry on it. And it like sent him off. Like that was his last straw. That's how you know if her sitting on that chair and not next to him was his breaking point. I can only imagine how distant and cold she was in that house for that to be the breaking point. He's irritated because she thinks he's over emotional, and he is irritated with her because he has to spell out how to be affectionate. You know what I'm saying? Or is he over emotional, or do you lack any emotion? Like, which one is it? I mean, at some point some compromises need to be made, I guess. If y'all gonna try, I don't think y'all should. The friend said don't make assumptions that she's not trying, and he claims he's not. And I don't think he is. He really does give her the benefit of the doubt. He says she's giving all that she has the capacity to give, but he doesn't know if that's good enough. It's not, Miles. It's not. He says she's everything that he asked for on paper. Miles loves food, and he's letting that block his better judgment. She's a good cook, so it's kind of like blocking. Miles loves to eat. His friend asked him what will make him say no on decision day. He said he will say no if she has no ability for emotional or physical intimacy. You already know she doesn't. Say no. She met with her friends, and she claims she wants to figure out when he wants her to be all up on him. Anytime. He's told you this over and over and over. He loves for you to be on him, and you never are. You never make any initiative to do that. I don't believe you. You need more people. And then she said her second nature is to rub somebody, not kiss. Okay, but you don't even be rubbing. I feel like the friend with the long straight hair, she was being very real in the confessionals and low-key to her face. She said Karen is giving everything that she has, but it's not what he needs. Same thing Miles said. She doesn't think it will work. It's crazy because her friends were giving him all the compliments and talking about what a great guy he was. And Karen didn't seem to like compliment him in any way. And anytime she did give him somewhat of a compliment, she would take it right back with what she don't like about him. Her friend says that, you know, both of them are great people, but maybe they're just not good for each other. Maybe I can agree to that. If her friend wants to put it that way, I'll take it that way. I just don't think they belong together. She said that she doesn't listen, so she needs an alpha male presence. Maybe so. Maybe you need someone who's going to be rough with you, someone who's going to put some bass in their voice, because I don't think Miles will do that. He's very like comforting, nurturing. He cares about your feelings, but I do think he has it in him to, you know, I feel like if push came to shove and he had to fight for your love or fight somebody off, he would do that too. Like, I feel like he definitely has masculine energy, but it's not the kind that she's used to. She doesn't think he can lead the household or put her in her place. So say no. If you don't think that he has those qualities, just say no on decision day. Just say no. So this is their last dinner. I noticed that obviously Miles made a little bit of an initiative to dress up a little bit. He put on a button up. He was trying to look cute, and she had on a hoodie. Okay, it's crazy because I was watching this part with my grandma, and she was in the bed half asleep, and Karen was just going on and on talking to Miles, basically saying the same thing she always says. You know, things need to move natural. And if we move this way and then we do this, then maybe we can have this sort of relationship, because I want this type of masculinity and a man, and I need to see that from you, and all this other stuff. My grandma just was like, shut up. Y'all, I wish I would have recorded her saying it. She just out of nowhere, she was just like, shut up. I was like, Grandma, who are you talking to? She was like, she just needs to shut up. She got an excuse for everything. She was like, turn that off. My grandma is crazy. She made me laugh so hard when she said that. She brought up his masculinity once again, which is always insulting, I think. She wants him to be masculine enough to submit to, and she wants him to step up as the man of the house and protect and lead and put her in her place. Okay, I love the fact that he doesn't let her emasculate him. Like, he's like, you know, he's always confident in his masculinity. He doesn't shake or waver. He's just like, look, I am masculine. I am a man. He just has respect for you, Karen. I don't think she's used to that. I don't think she's used to a man showing respect to a woman in that way, that he actually cares about her feelings. And it throws her off every time. Clearly, she's never, you know, been with a man that actually cared about what she had to say. She wants someone to lead her, but you have to allow yourself to be led. Like, you have to, you know, you want to be led, but a lot of times when Miles does try to do something or does put his foot down, you get uncomfortable. You feel unsafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as he raised his voice, you know, I don't see you taking kindly to that. So y'all just don't need to be together, because I think if Miles even tried to do that, you still would not listen. I don't think you would give him that, because you treat him like he's your child or your little brother or something like that. That's the way you talk to him. That's the way you do him. I don't know, y'all. I just think, you know, even when they were leaving each other, first of all, she was the only woman to leave the apartment. I feel like for every other couple, it was a man who left. And, you know, let the woman have the apartment, but she just could not wait to leave and go back to her apartment. She just could not wait to leave, to get up out of the house, to pack up her clothes and leave. She could not wait. And on decision day, for some reason, I feel like both of them are going to say yes. Just based off of how Karen has, like, she's been low-key trying to act like she still wants to work things out with Miles, or I don't know. I just feel like Karen is going to say yes. I don't know why I feel that way, even though her actions show that she wants something else. I feel like she's going to say yes. Miles is going to say yes. And they're going to stay miserable maybe for another month. And they'll fizzle out. But I think both of them should say no. I want them both to say no. Let's be clear. I don't think they belong together. I think they're, like, I feel like Miles said, on paper they match, but from the beginning, when she saw, what did you see on Miles' social media to make you react like that? I just need to know. They need to ask her that at the reunion. That's what I need to know. What did you see to make you dislike Miles that much? To give you that bad of a reaction that you didn't even give this man a chance? I really need to know, because it doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, you guys, let me know your predictions for decision day down below. Also, let me know what you feel about this review. Did you agree with me? Did you not agree with me? I would love to hear your opinions down below. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.